We're here today to talk about Monolord with the new album Never Ending. It comes out May 29th on Relapse Records. First and foremost, I can't believe that it's taken me six records to discover the band. Uh, on behalf of the previous five records, I want to apologize for taking me this long to discover this amazing band with this amazing sound that truly speaks to my dark heart and soul.
That's beautiful. That's the highest praise. Thank you. I
I-
mean, you found us, so thank you for that. That's
So it's
amazing.
not about what I missed. I guess it's about what I'm going to enjoy going forward.
Exactly.
Silver
Winning,
linings.
right?
Silver linings.
Silver
Yeah,
linings. That's it.
I honestly, I'm so glad that I decided to listen to the record, that I decided to really dive deep onto this album.
Thank
And
you.
I've been absolutely flabbergasted, taken, blown away by how much I love the sound, how much I love this record. Just beautiful album altogether.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Means a
Amazing
lot.
work. Amazing work. So let's talk a little bit about it. And let me ask you, let me start off. This was not going to be my first question, but I'm really curious about it because I thought the production on this album was magnificent in order to really give this album the soul that the record has. And I think if the production is not on point, the soul is not there. Like I'm listening to the record and sometimes I hear some not mistakes, but you hear some feedback, some little guitar elements that a lot of bands would completely remove it from the mix because they don't want that to interfere. And
Yeah.
the way you guys have them is not just great in terms of the character that it gives, even the way that it comes on your headphones. It's sometimes on your right, sometimes a little bit on your left. Like I was like, oh, this is fucking great. It's like you guys are playing in my living room and let's
Perfect.
just fucking rock and roll. So, can you tell me a little bit of the thought process behind that production style and that approach?
Well, it was mostly, or thanks to Sylvia that produced it, Sylvia Massey, and she embraced our sound fully. She was just like, I love this. I love what you do, you guys. This is amazing. We have to work with really bringing the rumble forward, so to speak. And she was, I mean, every morning when we came to the studio, she had found some new weird contraptions like, hey guys, look what I found. It was like some weird gadget that just made noise in some capacity. And she captured the same thing in the recording. But we also, in discussing the sound with her, we also said that that's kind of what we are. It's kind of Monolord is warts and all. All the ugly has to be incorporated because if you polish that away, it's no longer this band. It's no longer what we are. So we've worked a lot to keep that without being deliberately ugly. But there are a lot of happy mistakes, absolutely, that we kept and that she kept and that she emphasized and even stuff that she added or asked us to add. Weird noises, weird microphones, weird stuff in general, which she sprinkled all throughout the album. I mean, obviously, I've listened to the mixes 1 million times, and I should know them by heart, but I still discover things like, ooh, what is that? Like
It really
super
interesting you
small
say
details.
that because
Yeah,
when I was listening to the record, I heard the record in well, I heard the record multiple times, but I listened to the album in three different ways. So I heard the record in the car, which is through the stereo system of your car. I heard the record with proper headphones. And then I also heard the record with in-ears, like those tiny little earbuds. And
yeah,
all three of them gave me different experiences because all three of them emphasized different aspects of the music.
that's amazing. That speaks to a great mix and a great
Yeah.
production. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. That's
Was,
amazing.
was this the first time you guys worked with her?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
It was the first time we worked with a producer at all, even. We've always worked ourselves, kind of don't touch our circles. We know what we want to do. Don't leave us alone. So I've mixed all the albums up until the previous one, recorded most of them. So we've been very DIY, self-sufficient. So this was a really big step in that direction as well, working with someone from the outside and learning to trust someone from the outside, which is not easy for stubborn old men like us.
Those are wise words. Those are wise words. Outside of the production, do you see any other aspect of this record that makes Never Ending kind of unique within the discography of the band?
I mean, for me, that's the uniqueness of it, working with someone else and working with someone else that has that history that she has. I mean, she's a legend in the business, and that's not hyperbole. She's amazing. She's worked with everyone. So when we discussed producers, our manager asked us like, what would be your dream names? And her name was the first name that came up. And we thought about it just as playing around. We Sylvia Massey's not going to work with us. This little trio from Sweden, she doesn't know who we are. She'll never work with us. And all of a sudden, we're in her studio working with her, which was crazy. Um, and at the same time, everything we've done has kind of been diary entries and been kind of a natural step forward. And there have been a lot of times where people from the outside think that, oh, this is a different direction. Oh, this is a step in a to the left or to the right, or this is something else compared to the previous ones. And I have sometimes struggled a little bit with hearing that because I hear it from the inside. And I've seen the progress and what happened up until that album, and that has been it hasn't been spectacular in that sense. And same thing with this album. It might sound weird, but we've kind of worked the same way we've always worked, but this time in a different setting when recording it. But the work up until the recording was kind of the same way. Going through material, Thomas has written all of it, but we have arranged it together and we have chosen what material to use together. And the filter has been, like always, that we want it to sound like Monolord to us. And that can be really wide. That doesn't have to be any specific genre, a specific sound, or it just has to have a certain Monolord feel to it. And that's kind of the only filter we have. So when a song is kind of, this is a great song, but this is not us, then
Time to
we
move on.
move on. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. You know,
If
it's
that makes sense.
interesting. It's interesting how much emphasis you're putting on her work. Because I was talking to the boys from Chemist last week, because they also
Yeah,
have a new album coming out, and they mentioned that they're going to be on tour with you. And I said, guys, you got to check out this new Monolord record. It's amazing. I know you guys are going to be touring together, and they mentioned her immediately. Like, she's
yeah,
phenomenal. She's phenomenal. So they were like not
he's
surprised
amazing.
that the album turns out as good as it has.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Oh, I lost you. You're muted. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're back. You're back.
Saliva just went the wrong way. So
Oh,
anyways, I wanted to ask you about this sound approach. Now, for someone like myself who hasn't heard the band or seen the band live, how much of the live essence of the band do you feel this record and this style of production really captures?
all of it. Absolutely all of it. And I think that's kind of the essence in what we do as well. We want to have a live feel on it, even though we want to make an as great production as possible, but we don't want to lose the live feel or the band feel. And even though there are 1,000 overlays and a million guitars and there are a ton of shit happening, but we still have the kind of keyword of we want it to sound like a band. Um, so to me, I mean, it feels like us, and a big part of that is that it sounds maybe not sounds live, but it's something that translates well live. So when you go see us play those songs live, it's not a completely different experience. It's the same. It's played kind of differently, obviously,
Mhm.
because it's live and things happen on stage. But hopefully, you'll get the same vibe when you listen to a song live that you do listening to it on the album. It's not a completely different thing. It's kind of the same energy somehow. And that's also what we've heard through our history. It's like people have come discovered the albums and come seen us live, and it's like this sounds exactly like the album. I love this, and that's kind of part of how we work. Uh,
One aspect of this record that I thought was really interesting is that you guys created a really cool sense of sequence between the songs. It's the songs really flow well in the design of
Thank
the
you.
record from track to track. Is that something that you work once you have the songs done and you kind of figuring it out where they're going to be on the track listing? You then try to make them merge as good as possible into one another, or is there always kind of like a back thought in the back of your mind when you're writing these tracks individually?
It's not a back thought when writing the songs, but we put a lot of time and effort into to the sequence when once they're done. This time with Sylvia, that was a big part of the process. Like now the songs are finished, how should we sequence these so they elevate each other? How does this make sense? So there's been a ton of sequences listened to back and forth, and it's like, oh, it feels right, but not quite when we get there. We have to switch these, and there's a lot of there's a lot of weird chess playing to make everything fall into place. And I feel like I think we really nailed it on this one. I feel I really like the sequence of the songs. And I really like the sequence on the vinyl, especially side A, side B sequence. It ends perfectly on side A and it begins perfectly on side B, I think, to me.
I
I really
know, I
like it.
agree
So
with
I'm
you.
really happy to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think the only song, in my humble opinion, I mean, what do I know? But in my humble opinion, the only song that has no place to be anywhere else, it's the closing track. It's never ending. Like that song,
Yeah,
the current
exactly.
that song
It
has
has to be
unique.
there.
It has to be at the end. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
you guys cannot place that song anywhere else. There's only
I
one place
think,
for it.
yeah, but I think if I remember correctly, I think it was at the end from the beginning. It was like, yeah, this has to be here. It can't be placed anywhere else because, of course not. The title, the vibe of it, everything, the structure of
Everything.
the song is like it's kind of the song that's the credit the song they play when the movie ends. It's kind of yeah, it really it closes the chapter, so to speak, I think. So thank you. I
Yeah,
agree.
it's a perfect track to be where it is, and it doesn't have any room to be anywhere else because I think it would have distorted the record had it been somewhere else. Because it's one of those songs that if you have it somewhere else on the track listing, it's going to make it really difficult for the rest of the record, for what comes after. And
Yeah,
having it at the end of the record, it kind of resets your palette, and you're able to go back to the beginning of the album feeling like ready for a new
yeah.
experience because that song is such a jolt that it almost makes you forget the path that you took up to that point. So you're ready to go back to the beginning and rediscover that path once again. I thought it was absolutely masterfully done.
That's amazing. I haven't thought about it that way, but thank you. That's perfect. That's yeah, excellent. Thank you.
This is me getting into the weeds when I listen to a record. I try to
Oh, that is, I love it. I love it. Bring it on.
do you have with six records now under your belt, is there one record that perhaps is the defining record of who Monolord is, or are you still in the search for that defining record?
Oh, um, that's a really good question, and but I don't know what the reply is. Uh, I think it varies. It's like I don't have a specific favorite song, or I might have, and then the next night it's a different song. It varies a lot because it's depending on vibe and depending on a lot of things. Uh, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to be objective with this one because it's so recent, it's so new, it's
So
so
fresh.
fresh. We haven't played it live that much yet. We have played a couple of songs before recording the album, but not that much. So I don't really have that kind of perspective on this one. So ask me again about this one in 5 years.
After two or
But
more
but
records, in two
yeah,
records from
exactly.
now.
But I think I mean, our first album, that's where everything kicked off, and we were not prepared for that at all. That started, I don't know if you know the story of the band, but that first album started as a side project to an earlier band, and we had I was kind of a boogie rock band, and always when we jammed really slow, really heavy stuff, and we felt like we have a couple of songs now. We got to record these. These are too good to just be some unrecorded side project jam thing. So we recorded them, and all of a sudden it was an album, and all of a sudden we were a band with Mika that came along, and Empress Rising was released, and it just exploded, and we weren't prepared for that at all. It's like we're just like we want to make a few heavy songs and see what happens. And here we are, 13 years later. So that album is always going to be a big one in that sense because it's kind of it exploded in our faces in a good way, really. For me, Vanir is also a very special one in so many ways because we've kind of found our found our path a little bit. Because in the beginning it was like, whoa, what the fuck happened? And we were all of a sudden on tour, and it's like, yeah, it was full throttle ahead, which was fun. It was amazing, and we said yes to everything. It was great. But it can also be kind of derailing somewhat. Like, who are we and what is this band even? And then you find your bearing after a while. And I felt we found that on Vanir. Uh, there's something about that album that speaks to me a lot still. Uh, but that's also from a personal perspective. I was in a very special place. Our I had a newborn son. I mixed the album in our living room. It was wild, wild. But
It's
I'm
hard.
proud of all of them. Absolutely.
I think it's really hard to detach yourself from these records or even have what I was going to say an unbiased opinion about it because I'm sure when you look at these albums,
Impossible.
they all paint a picture of where you were at the time in which they were created, and I'm sure they all bring
Yeah,
important memories, either positive or negative, but they all going to be important
for
memories
sure.
that shape the band and shape the individuals within the band. I mean, we wouldn't be talking about Never Ending if it wasn't for those records that led to it.
Exactly. Precisely. That's
It's
exactly it. And it's speaking of being non-biased, that's spot on. Again, because I see it from the inside, and that's really different from the outside because we have all our memories, good and bad, as you mentioned. And recording albums is all it's always kind of weird. It's kind of a controlled train wreck, and all of a sudden there's an album. And those processes from the inside you don't experience as a listener. You experience the album once everything is done, is finished, and the dust has settled, and there's an album. Here you go, album.
wow, it's
But
really
uh, yeah,
yeah, it's really interesting to hear that aspect of it because I think sometimes, there's always that conversation that I hear all the time about separating the art from the artist. And me personally, I find it impossible because
yeah,
you as
same.
an artist, the art that you create is a representation of who you are as an artist. It's impossible to detach the two. I just don't
I
think
agree.
I don't think
Totally.
it's possible at all. I mean, one is a representation of who the other one is. And I think every single record you guys release captures that moment in which the record was made.
Hopefully,
Oh,
that's the intention.
I
Yeah.
think you guys take pictures with music. Let me just tell you, like,
Oh,
at least
thank
that's
you.
how I
Thanks, man.
felt. That's how I felt listening to this album. Like, this album touched my soul. Like, I mean, it's just
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
it's such
Thank you.
such a powerful record, such a great sounding album that in an era where everything feels incredibly digital and digitalized and cleared and whatever, this album is just like that ripple in the pond that breaks the crystal clear surfaces of the water.
Oh, that's beautiful. Can I borrow that?
You can use it on a t-shirt if you want. It's totally
No,
fine.
that's amazing. I love that. I love that a lot. That's actually something we speak about a lot. Kind of, we always attempt at uh, kind of doing things a little bit out of the expected. So we were placed in the doom stoner sludge uh, box mostly, and that's fine. Call it whatever. I don't care. But with that, we tend to try to find ways that is atypical for those genres. For example, with an album cover, we want to have something that's not typically, oh, this is a stoner album or this is a doom album. We want something that stands out, that's kind of a contrast or even friction in what we do. Also in the music, also in who we are as people. The three of us are very different individuals, very strong wills, and kind of where where the Venn our Venn diagram overlaps. That's that little dot. That's Monolord. And there's that means a lot of friction, but I mean that friction is also something good. It makes it creates Monolord. It created Monolord.
Fire
But
was
thank you.
created with friction. So if it wasn't for
Yeah,
friction, there would be no fire.
exactly.
So there you
Exactly.
go. And this
Yeah.
album is hot. So it's interesting you mentioned the artwork because looking at the artwork does not paint any picture whatsoever of what the sound is going to be on the inside. It's like
Yes,
a box of
perfect.
chocolates, this artwork. You don't know what you're going to get until you open it up and you press play.
Perfect. Then we succeeded.
Yeah,
That, that was the intention.
if you guys were going for an ambiguous look as far as the artwork is concerned, then you
Oh
guys
yeah,
definitely achieved it.
absolutely. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's standing joke in what we do. Never give people what they want.
Yeah, the album artwork does not sell anything, does not give anybody any hints whatsoever. And you were mentioning the genres like sludge, doom, all of this. I felt like you guys on this record at least, there was some psychedelic elements in there, but very fainted elements. They would creep up every here and in there, but so subtle that really helped the songs, in my opinion, have a little bit more size and travel a little bit more. And I thought that was really wise because you did like I think if you had gone too far down that path, the impact of the overall experience of the songs would have been confined to what people would associate that genre with. But by not necessarily allowing a genre to confine the songs, you created tracks that had a lot more mobility. And therefore, the album is more dynamic than what I was expecting coming in. Do you feel like this is a very dynamic album that has a lot of life in it?
I I hope so. Sorry, I just had pizza. My apologies. I hope so. I really hope so. So I'm really happy to hear this. We try always, and specifically with an example like that, with the psychedelic aspects of what we do. That's kind of one example of the push and pull in between us. Because, for example, Mika, the bass player, he's way more into those genres than I am. And that doesn't mean love, hate, hate, love. Just means he leans way more into that than I do. So there's a push and pull there. He want to do it more. I maybe want to do it a little bit less. And the sweet spot in between is, I hope, exactly what you described, um, which I like. I actually like that. I've never been that into psychedelic music at all, but I like the psychedelic aspect of what we do because it is exactly that. It sprinkles something. And it sprinkles something I wouldn't have thought of if I did this music myself, which I also love. There's something unexpected about it that I wouldn't have thought of, and I think that's part of the good friction I mentioned before. So
You
I hope
guys
it's dynamic in that sense as well. Yeah,
Yeah, because when you think about sludge or even when you think about doom as genres, if you lean too heavily on them, then
yeah,
the albums become very cumbersome for the listener, regardless of how much you into it, how much you like it. They become hard albums to digest on multiple
yeah,
plays. It's hard to
yes.
listen to a super doomy record two, three times in a row. It's just like you're overloaded. You feel like you need to take a break and walk away. But you guys created an album that doesn't really lean in one single direction. So by not leaning in one single direction, it gives the record a lot more energy, a lot more life, and therefore a lot more playability. And then it's never ending at the end, that reset wheel that comes in that just wakes you up and gets you ready for a fresh new start. So I think you guys definitely nailed it.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. And that reset wheel, I gotta tell the guys that tomorrow. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's
That's a new. I love it. I love it. It's amazing.
I'm talking about this from a listener standpoint because
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like
I
that
get
song
that.
at the end allowed me to almost forget everything that happened up until that point. And if I forget what happened up until that point, I'm more inclined to go back to the start and listen to the album all over again.
Yeah,
Because you almost forgot how you got there. Okay, I'm here now, but like, did I sleep on the way here? Like, how did I get here? Let me go back and rediscover that path. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anytime an
Beautiful.
album has that capability,
Yeah,
it becomes more memorable because you listen to it more.
I agree. Totally. And I'm really happy you feel that about ours. Absolutely. I love those albums. I mean, the ones where I really can't stop when I get to the end. Just one more.
Yeah,
Just one more. Just one more.
exactly,
That's the
exactly.
best feeling.
That is the
Thank
best
you.
feeling. That is the best feeling. I got one last question for you. You guys are going to be
Yeah,
doing a lot of touring, both in Europe and in the US.
yeah.
How much of this new record is going to take over the set list? And are you guys prepared to be on the road for a while?
Well, for now, it's only the dates we have announced. So it's not that crazy. It's yeah, it's those dates for now, and we'll see what happens. I mean, it's everything that happened since the pandemic is kind of weird. The touring scenario is weird. We haven't toured for a while. We've played festival shows, but that's a different kind of animal.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be we're all super stoked to get on stage, obviously, because that's why we do this. Getting on stage and playing this music, it's I mean, for me, that's the single biggest reason I play music. Getting up on stage and like, hey, I'm 17 again, and play the music I love. It's amazing. But the practical aspects of touring is they are very real and needs to be considered. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of touring this year, see how it goes, and then take it from there.
Do you have
Mm,
higher expectations considering how good this album is, and therefore maybe the demands for the band will increase? Is that part of your expectations, or you're not someone who lives on expectations? You rather just live on reality?
for me, I don't want to live too much on expectations because that's really, I mean, I'd rather see how it goes and just hope for the best. I mean, we plan a lot, we work a lot. There's always a lot of things happening in the band that people don't see. A lot of stuff happening behind the curtains that's planning for years ahead and planning for things we hope happen, but it's kind of impossible to hope something grows because of an album because it's, albums are weird, man. You never know. Looking back in rock history, it's like the most unexpected albums are just like the monstrous hit albums that you would never expect have been that. Uh, so I don't feel I'm negative in that. I just I almost feel that's the positive way for me to look at it. Like do the best of this as long as we can, and if more happens, then more happens kind of mindset.
I think
So
that's
of course we hope that more happens, of course. But we can't really plan on, hey, after this year, it's arena tours because this album is great.
To be honest with you, I know this might hurt your feelings, but I wouldn't want to see you guys on an arena tour anyways. I think an album like this, give me an 800, 1,000 capacity venue, very intimate, where I could feel like I'm there with you. That's what I want.
Oh, it's the same, to be honest. I mean, as an audience, I love that. I was a big fan of arena shows. I've been to a few, and it's like, yeah, this is big. But I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, the intimate part of it, absolutely, yes,
it's completely lost.
it is. Yeah,
And I
it
think
is.
for the sound of the band, having that close connection, that interaction between band and audience becomes extremely important. And that's for me that would be the sweet spot. I know you guys are not playing Toronto on your tour, but I travel to Europe a lot, so maybe I'll catch you guys at a festival, if not this year, next year. So that I can tell
Would be
you, all
amazing.
of you in person, how much this album means to me, and how touched I was by this record. This one of my
That's great. Would
favorite
love to meet you,
albums.
man.
I'm telling you right now, one of my favorite albums that I've heard so far in 2026. This album is just incredible record, really incredible.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks a
doing it.
lot. Thanks, man.
Thank you for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. All the best. Enjoy the touring, and like I said, maybe we'll see each other down the road.
I hope so. And thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care, man.